Hi, hello, welcome to Kidney Kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking cauliflower and kale noodles. Nice healthy dish. So first of all, we're just going to cut the cauliflower and roast it. So we're going to start off by cutting it in half. We're going to use all these lovely leaves that we've got here today as well, because they're just as good as using the white part of the cauliflower. So just take them off and cut them in half and pop them into our roasting tray. And then we're going to cut the cauliflower itself into florets. Take off the really stalky bit in the centre. There we go. And catch the escapees. If they're too big, you can just cut them in half to a nice manageable size. So just mixing all the cauliflower in with the green bits. We can take the olive oil and just a tablespoon of olive oil. Sprinkle it over and then just mix it all in. We're now going to take that and pop it in the oven for about half an hour, turning it about halfway through just until it's nicely roasted, and then we can take it out and sit it on the side until we're ready for it. Right, so the next bit, whilst the cauliflower's cooking, is we can get on and make our dressing. Easiest way to make that is put all the ingredients into a jam jar and then you can put the lid on, give it a good shake. But also you could make this the day before if you wanted, or use it for something else if you've got some left over. It's going to last in the fridge for a couple of days for you once it's made. So very easy, just measure all the ingredients into the jar. So we've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of low salt soy sauce, then we've got a thumb of grated fresh ginger. We add a few little chili flakes, and you can put as much or as little of this in as you like. So if you prefer to have it nice and spicy, then put a few extra. But if you don't want too much, you can very much put that to your own taste. And then we're going to put in some chopped up garlic. 2 cloves of garlic. There we go. And then we're on to some honey, but you can use maple syrup if you prefer, whichever's your favourite or you happen to have in your store cupboard. Just 1 teaspoon of that. And then finally 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame oil. There we go. So then we can scrape all your spoons off so you don't lose any of the nice flavours, and pop those to the side. And then what we do is pop the lid on the jar, make sure you haven't got anything that you're going to knock over, and then give it a really good shake. And then that can sit on the side until you're ready, and in the meantime all those lovely flavours are all developing. Right, now we've got the pan on with the boiling water, which the noodles are going to go into in a moment, but before that we're just going to check on the cauliflower. Mind the steam. Just give it a little bit of a turn in the pan, make sure it all gets roasted evenly, and pop that back in the oven. All right, and then we can pick up our noodles and put those into the boiling water, and they need to cook for about 4 to 5 minutes. There we go, all right. Right, so whilst the noodles and the cauliflower are still cooking, we can cook the kale and pop the kale in on top of the oil. There we go. And then we're just going to slowly cook that for about 4-5 minutes until it's all softened. Right, those noodles have had their 4 minutes now, so we just need to take those off the heat and drain them. Turn the gas off and then over to the sink. There we go, so there's our drained noodles, and they can just sit on the side until we're ready for them. Right, and then back to our kale, just give it a little bit of a stir and just till it's all cooked. Right, so whilst that's cooking, before I forget, we just need to toast our cashew nuts ready to go on top of this dish when it's finished. Warm that up a little bit, and then we're just going to pop our cashew nuts into that pan, just to give them just a light toast around. So just keep an eye on them because they will burn if you're not careful. So just sort of swizzle the pan around a little bit. So we're just taking the nuts off and popping them into a bowl. Okay, so pop the pan back on the heat. So it's still got quite a bit of residual heat in there. So there's a tiny bit of oil in the pan. So we're just going to swizzle the oil around. There we go, and pop our fried egg into the pan. So we're now going to take the cauliflower out of the oven and pop it in the pan with the kale. There we go. So we're putting the noodles in as well. And then we're just going to mix all of those ingredients together. Right, so we can now take all that off the heat and add in our dressing. So make sure you give it a really good shake first, and then just pour the dressing over your cauliflower, kale and noodles. Give it a nice stir, and then we can serve up. So start off by putting your noodles and your kale into a bowl, and then we're just going to top that with the cashew nuts and the fried egg. There we are, so a few little cashew nuts on the top, and then just pop our fried egg on the top. And then if you wish, you can finish that off with a little of the kimchi and just pop that on the top. And there we have it, all ready.
Thanks, Lizzie.
Hi, Angeline.
Hello, hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. So today we've got this cauliflower and kale noodles for you to have a try.
Oh, it looks really nice. Looks delicious, right up my street this is. And it looked really easy to make and put together.
Yeah, it's so easy to put together.
Yeah.
Basically, once your cauliflower's in the oven, everything else takes place, and it should all come together and be ready once your cauliflower's all cooked.
And all this lovely healthy stuff as well.
Yeah, it's really good for you, hopefully.
Yeah.
And nice and tasty, hopefully.
Yeah, let's try some. That's great.
Good? Brilliant.
Really nice. And the kimchi is an interesting touch on the top.
Yes, it's a little bit different, isn't it? And I think you just got to be careful with your kimchis. When you buy your kimchi, you can have a vegetarian version and a non-vegetarian version. Okay. So depending on what your needs are, you just need to check your labels when you buy them to make sure that
on the ingredients, absolutely.
Yeah, some of them have got
that's
some
really good point.
fish and shrimp in them. So
okay.
And also if you've got allergies or anything, just to be careful.
But vegetarian ones are available. If somebody was vegetarian,
yes,
so
yeah,
they can
definitely.
that.
Yes.
So I mean, overall, I mean the things that you've put in here are all low potassium, low phosphate.
Brilliant.
You've gone for reduced salt, soy sauce, haven't you?
Yes.
Instead of the standard. So overall, the recipe's lower in salt as well, and together it works out to be a low salt recipe.
Good.
So it's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So the other thing that's great about it is quite low in protein.
Brilliant.
And some people benefit from a slightly lower protein diet because it can help slow down the progression of the kidneys. Yeah, a kidney failure. So some people are guided by a dietitian to eat less protein. Yeah. Of which this is one of them, isn't it? It's really
nice, isn't it?
It's really nice. I think what you've done here is a lovely, simple, quick and easy put together dish with kale and cauliflower and whole grains. Yeah, fantastic.
So it's so easy to do. So even somebody who doesn't have any real kitchen skills, it's something really easy for somebody, a novice, to put together and to be able to eat healthily.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you
Lovely.
very much.
No,
Lizzie.
thank you.